Hi, I'm Talia, and welcome back to our podcast, The Uncommon Senses, where we discuss about the nature of knowledge and on how we know what we claim to know. And today, as a continuation of our special episode with university life, we have guest Willie Wong joining
Hello,
us.
vibes. Hi.
Yes, and today is just me. It's nervous to podcast as a podcast host alone, but then Willie is entertaining. He's amazing. So we're gonna make it fun. And then with this episode, we're just basically gonna talk about university life in Hong Kong in terms of the academics, perspective, and like extracurriculars we do, social life as well as mental health, and just us chatting basically. So yes. So Willie, please do introduce yourself, like what year and what major you're in and where you're from.
Okay, hi. My name is Willie and I'm like I'm like a year one life science student in UST.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like just came here basically.
Yes, yeah, Willie is also an international student, so like
Oh
he
yeah.
can give us that perspective. Yes.
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia, yeah.
Yes. So I guess the first question, like regarding academics, is like how do you find the academics in HKUST? Oh yeah, we're both from HKUST, by the way. And like, how is Hong Kong different from Malaysia?
Um Honestly I think Malaysia also has like a very academic, like they focus on the academic side, so like
Mm,
it's also like quite intense syllabus.
yeah.
Like I'm just speaking in terms of like the national syllabus,
Mm,
because uh I studied like international school. I know it's so like
mm.
you're from international school, but like whatever, like shut the fuck up. Oh, I can't swear.
No, you
Whatever.
can. It's
Oh, okay.
okay.
And like yeah, but like I also went to like a government school tuition
Mm,
center, so like I
mm.
kind of know their syllabus a bit, and like I
Yeah.
know like what it covers, I guess. So like yeah, it's
Mm,
also like really intense. It's like
mm.
um and Hong Kong, like in terms of
Mm.
university,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess it's just like different. But
Mm,
my cousins, like they study university in Malaysia,
mm.
and like because they're still studying there, so like they say like maybe there's less funding, and like
Oh.
if you study in science, like your lab is kind of like really horrible.
Right.
Yeah, and I think
Right.
here
Mm,
it's it's a little more fast paced, like just a little
right.
bit more. Yeah.
Right. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, I guess to relate back to like the academic, it's just like an Asian thing, or like
Yeah.
just a worldwide, like intense school system thing. And I've never thought about like the funding aspect. Like, yeah, honestly, if you think about it, like HKUSC does have quite a lot of funding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's just be chucking the money into like research, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I
I feel
hope
like
we
that's
can.
like one of the
Mm.
only upsides.
Yeah. Right. So, like, uh, basically, like, what is your like impression of Hong Kong before you came here? Like, is Hong Kong how I imagine it to be? And like, maybe like, why did you choose HKUST?
Okay. So like before I came to Hong Kong, like I already
Mm-hmm.
applied to UST, and then everyone
Mm.
I because like everyone will like ask me like, oh, where are you going? Like, especially like because I was working at the cafe, and then
Mm.
obviously I had to like say I'm going to be gone.
Oh.
So like everyone's like, huh, why? Then I was like, oh, I'm going to Hong Kong and study, and they're like everybody in like most people in Malaysia, because like even though like from my
Mm-hmm.
area of Malaysia most people speak Cantonese, but
Mm.
every a lot of people say that like Hong Kong people are really rude, and like yeah, it's just like every stereotype I've heard is like, oh, Hong Kong's really rude. And like honestly I'm very, so I came here like I was like, okay, it's fine, like I don't mind being scolded, so like I was like fine with it. So
Right.
yeah, I came here and then I was like pleasantly surprised, like actually it's not that bad.
Mm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get like, well, personally, I think there are definitely like rude people. Like if you go to the wet markets, there's like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
like aunties that just feel like get the fuck out of my way. Like
I
those kind
know.
of
For me it's
aunties.
like a 50-50. Like I don't know whether they're
Right.
gonna be rude or not. And if I feel like they're going to be rude, I just pretend I don't know Cantonese and I speak English, so they can't be rude to me.
Wow, that's a tip. Yeah, honestly, I guess yeah, just kind of like circling back to just education, I would say like I would say UST is kind of intense. Like honestly,
All
I
right.
remember yeah, like yeah, what do you think about that? Like, cause I remember when I first came here, like I was like, I'm gonna ace university. I'm gonna do everything I can, and then I get like so burnt out from packing my schedule, and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want to do and just relax a little bit. So like, yeah, as a year one student, like, what's the vibe you get from this study culture?
I mean, like, so like my options for uni were like,
Mm.
because I wanted to stay in Asia, like, I
Oh, yeah.
I saw like it, like for especially for like if you grew up in like international school, everyone
Mm-hmm.
like wants to go to UK, Australia,
Yeah.
and mostly UK and Australia, and
Mm.
because like I mean it's obvious you study Cambridge like
Mm,
syllabus,
yeah.
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 So, but I was like, let me stay in Asia because like I'm different, and then so like the only options for English speaking schools are Hong Kong
Mm.
and Singapore,
Oh
and
yeah.
US
Oh
is like
yeah.
a hellhole. It's like 10 times worse than like Hong Kong, I bet.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, like I already knew like it was gonna be tough coming here,
Mm-mm.
but honestly, I was like A levels wasn't that easy too, so like I'm fine with.
Mm.
I'm used to it at this point.
Oh right. Oh. Oh my God. Like okay, I like the fact that you said I'm used to it because I mean I remember I was just I did IB and it was the 2 years it was like I didn't really manage my time that well, so it was like really what the hell, and then I wanted to relax a little bit, but then I was like, oh no, university is like even worse than IB. I thought it's gonna be a little bit more
Yeah,
chill
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, literally everyone in my life is like, university is the best time of your life. I'm like, shut the fuck
Mm.
up. Like, that's so
Yeah,
not true.
exactly.
I know.
Oh God, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, we're both like from possibly like we all both this like international syllabus, and I guess that's
Yeah.
like we can't really represent the locals. I think they I mean, it's just kind of like every system you go to, like it's gonna be tough anyway. So
Mm.
yeah,
And
if you want to play in uni, then just compromise it for your grades, I guess. Like it's it's gonna yeah, just don't fail your test, I think. But then it's
mm,
not you definitely need to put effort when you're studying. And I think like I would say that in uni, like the priority for me at least is definitely like studying because you're still in school. But then like I just didn't expect that to come that fast, like, you know, like just first semester in, and I'm like okay, this is kind of intense, but then I think you will adjust to it, and you kind of have to adjust to it because like yeah, you need to have a mindset that you're here to study, not here to. I mean, you also have fun, but then study like being your first priority. I would say, in my perspective. I guess my next question is just very similar to what I just talked about. Like, how was it adjusting to uni life? And also like living alone, right? Like, cause you're
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like how was that
I think
experience?
that's the so like actually like
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking forward to this day my whole life.
Oh my gosh.
like like I don't mind living with my family, but like
Mm,
it's just like fine, it's like neutral for me.
right.
But like I always prefer like if I had the option I'll like live alone. Because like
Mm.
you know those like movies or like TV shows like for some reason everyone's parents is dead. Like it's always like like the parents are absent, then they just do whatever they want. And like
Free will.
I know, and like in Malaysia, like in the place I
Mm.
live, you can't just like go out and like walk to the train station and like go somewhere. It's like you kind of
Mm.
have to drive and like you have to like
Right.
ask your parents to like go out or whatever. So like it's not as free or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
like you can manage your time and like
Mm.
and you don't really have to
Mm.
like I feel like if you run errands or like you buy groceries to someone else, it's just like so much more tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely sometimes like I'm like I don't really want to do chores like wash my clothes or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that is so true. Like I feel like living alone has definitely like you have more responsibilities. And like Willie, you're actually so young. Like you're a tiny
That's
young
the
being.
thing. Sometimes I forget then I'm
Yeah.
actually like 17.
Yeah. You're so tiny. Yeah, honestly, like I just feel like living alone, like what you mentioned, like you get a lot of perks. Like you're just you're on you're basically you can do all your choices yourself. You can make all your decisions. And Hong Kong, like transport is so convenient. Like you can literally go
I know.
anywhere with an MTR with the Octopus card. But then you're also packed with so much responsibilities. Like you have to like what you mentioned, like sometimes if you want to cook in your dorm, you need to do grocery shopping, and then you have to like wash, like do laundry, and then you have to also deal with like I don't know, like you have to also deal with like bank accounts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's stressful. And
It's
all,
like,
mhm.
yeah. But like, uh, I think like the perks for me is much more than the downsides for me.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Like I find it's like so much more fun to like live myself.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
so nice to hear. Like, okay, I need to be more independent like you. Like, I literally just crocheting in my room, and that's what I do.
I mean, yeah, I stay in my honestly this whole winter break I stay in my room the whole time. And I'm like, oh my god, it's over.
Yep, this day is over. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like, what's your favorite thing to do in Hong Kong then? Like, what's the catching Pokemon?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend one day she like showed me she downloaded
Mm.
Pokemon Go, and I was like,
Yes.
oh my god, that's so iconic. I love her so much. And I was like, I need to download this again, and then I've
Yeah.
been obsessed. Yeah,
Yes, like I can tell that's
and
something.
like
Mm.
my favorite thing to do Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know what? I told you that I go to Hong Kong like every single day.
Yeah.
I always end up there, no matter what I
Yes.
do. Like yes, literally like last week, my friend was like,
Hmm.
"You want to go out?" And then I was like, "Sure." And then she sent the place and I was in Wong Kok, so I went there for like the 10th time, and I did the exact same thing.
Oh gosh,
And
yes. Yeah.
but in Hong Kong, probably like, oh, this is so dumb. I'm gonna say like,
Yeah.
this is so specific. But if you take the
Mm.
MTR and you go
Right.
to like North Point, and
Right.
I don't know what is it about the Purple Line, but I always listen to Doing Time by Lana Del Rey, and it feels so cool. It's like I'm in a movie
Oh
or
my
something,
god. Yes.
and like you're like walking, and then like you, I don't know, the Island Line is like different from the Green Line for me. It's
Oh
like
my
different
god.
vibe. And then, yeah, the
Oh my
purple one.
gosh.
So like,
Yes, the
and
purple
also
line,
like
yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. I also like the Shansibo area because
Oh
of
god, yes.
what's that director name? The movie director. I don't know his Chinese name. It's like I can say the English name like Wong Kar Wai, but like how do you pronounce it?
Oh, Wang Wei.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
Wong Kar Wai. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
yeah.
reminds me of that, like that sort of movie.
Oh gosh, yeah. Honestly, like movie like the Hong Kong movies like and then like
Yeah,
90s, they're like the best, but
I know. Oh, wait. Oh,
yes.
I know what's my favorite thing in Hong Kong. It's so
Yeah.
dumb. It's the
Mm.
MTR Bao Ting. It's the Bao Shop in MTR.
The
Oh my god.
Tongay.
Yes. I go there every time.
Oh gosh,
Every time I
yes.
pass by, I was like, oh, I must get Ling Yong Bao.
Mm.
So, but they always sell out really fast. So it's
Yeah.
always a
Yeah.
disappointment. Yeah,
Oh gosh, I love like how specific it is. And
I know.
okay, like Lana Del Rey doing time. Like I've been playing that on loop
Oh really?
forever. Yes, it's the
Yeah.
best song. Like and you feel so I don't know, like just you're just like you transcend to a different
I
person when you're
know. Yeah,
listening to that. Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Okay, like I guess we can just move away from academics because like why not? Like let's move on to like the extracurricular aspects. Like yeah, basically what do you do in your free time? I feel like you always listen to music. Like you're always
Yes.
listening to music. So like
Yesterday.
any recommendations?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Um, recently I used to listen to like only Melanie Martinez. Like literally, I
Oh,
listened to her for like a 1
yeah.
year straight, and I was like, I'm so sick of her. And then so I have more transition to like Beer,
Mm,
Arca,
okay.
Rosalia, Lana
Mm,
Del Rey,
yes.
Lord,
Oh Lord.
Grimes.
Mm.
Yeah, I, yesterday I was like, so I during my winter break I've been mainly been like drawing and like
Mm.
yeah, and like working on art and like design.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah,
nice way to spend your time.
because I
Yeah.
was like, honestly I was like, I don't really want to be a scientist. I'm just like
Oh.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll probably be a scientist, but like I'll just do it for the money. And then so like I want to like create a portfolio while I'm still uni, because like during this like 3 4 years, like that's a lot of
Yeah.
time. So
Right.
like if I get that portfolio, then like, and I get out of uni, then I can sell it immediately. I'm like, yes, you know.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can like also you can just also apply to perhaps like art schools, like because this is the
Yeah,
thing, like it's also the world is very cruel in a sense that doing art is like something is hard to make a living out of art. Like I think if you're passionate in it, then go do it, but then also it's so much harder because
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, there's so many people that are just as passionate as you are, and like I also definitely think like doing science is like a much safer option than the arts because like of
yeah,
course the society doesn't really value the arts as
yeah, yeah,
much
yeah,
and stuff. Like yeah, like unless you're like you're rich and then you can
yeah,
basically yeah, basically you can just go get an art degree or any degree you want if you're rich enough. But then that's
yeah.
very sadly how the world operates and like and also, I feel like a lot of biology people, like they do like the arts. Like before in my high school, I have a art teacher. Like she studied biology and art
Mm-hmm.
in her university. So like she's teaching art, but then she also has a biology degree, which is like super cool. But then, like also USD doesn't offer art degrees or like it's yeah, it's just it's science and technology schools. It's like business school and science and
I know.
engineering. Yeah, which like it's so hard to actually find anything related to like courses. But then like what about any clubs? Like have you found like any clubs in university that you can basically pursue your passion and also like share it with like-minded peers about?
So I when I was like the first day I came here, I was like
Mm.
on the lookout for clubs, obviously,
Mm, yeah.
and like, but I didn't find any art clubs. So
Oh,
like apparently the USD art club is really inactive. That's
mm,
one, and
yeah.
they did like one event so far,
Oh God.
like during the whole semester.
Oh.
And there's another like design club that like um one day I was walking around campus, then they had a they had an exhibit that I think was like in reference to like mental health,
Yeah.
and it was like cool. And I was like, I scanned the QR code and I went to the Instagram, and like I think they're just starting, but like
Oh no.
I know, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind doing
Mm,
it on my own, and like
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely
Yeah.
there's a lot of artsy people in campus.
Yeah, actually, there's quite a lot of them, but then it's
Okay,
just
not as much as the not a
yeah,
lot, but like a handful, I guess. I
yeah.
expected more, honestly.
Honestly, I expected much less because it's like it's like
uh,
science and tech school. So I always thought like everyone is like basically a science and engineering nerd or some kind. But then there's actually a lot of people that do them do it like basically explore the arts or like photography in their free time and stuff. So that was really refreshing to see, I would say. But then, yeah, there's so many clubs out there that are just inactive and they don't really promote it. And also like collaborating with mental health, that's like such a UST thing, I would say.
I know. I feel like I know. I mean, it
Yes.
is a serious problem, and like,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
just don't get why the school isn't helping with it.
yeah, to be honest, there's so many stuff, mental health initiative, but then like if you don't solve like the root problem, which is just like like compared with other universities in Hong Kong, I would say that UST is like is more like grades oriented and is like more intense academically. I would say like more academically demanding. And yeah, everyone's here studying 24/7 and like I don't know, the library is so packed, but then again, I feel like all the libraries out there are also packed, but then it's just a very stressful vibe, I would say, and like it feels like everyone is competing and like there's so many stuff that like the university does with mental health, like the health and wellness and counseling center.
Mhm.
Like the club we joined, the Rainbow Bird community that we joined, like it also
Oh
has
yes, yes,
like
yes, yes.
yeah, like mental health, like health and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wellness centers. So yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I hope people can feel less stressed in, in
I
their
know.
studies. Yeah, like I think, and also like in year two, I feel like I'm just in this semester. I feel like mentally I was struggling at the very beginning, but then towards the end, I felt so much happier because like I also kind of realized that like grades is not everything, and it's kind of like how much you view grades like how do whether you view grades as important or not rather than like the whole like school thing like I've become that point like mentally I can ignore what everyone is doing
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. That's so important. Like you really have
yeah
like I never talk to anyone about like academics. Like I
mm.
can, but like I never study with anyone
Oh right
because I
mm.
can't, and then I'll
Yeah
get like so like stressed out.
true
Yeah.
yeah like just if you just listen to them like how many credits they're taking like how many credits are overloading and it's just like if you just compare yourself to that and surround yourself to that then you will get so stressed but then if you know what you want and like what you want out of the university experience and what you really want to do then I would say you would be okay on in any environment as long as you know what you want and what you're doing and stuff
Also,
yeah
like you don't have
Mhm.
to be the best. Like what the hell? Like you're gonna graduate here with a degree anyways. Like calm down. Like and like you have 4 years. Like why do you
I
need to like
know.
stress out so much? You know?
Yes. Yes. Okay, like this is the thing with like I think I would say a lot of I do find like local school people who did like the local curriculum, high school curriculum, like they stress out about it much more than international
I
students
see.
or like just non-local degree students. I don't know why. Like
Mm.
scrolling through their Instagram like stories is like stressing me out. Like they were like, I need to get this GPA, I need to get this like
Oh really?
interview. Yeah, like
Oh, I
they're
didn't know
like,
that.
I need this high GPA to get to this job interview or like to go to this exchange program or all that kind of stuff. Like I'm preparing for interviews and I'm like it's good for you to think about that because like I also understand that to some extent it's also like a privilege to not think about oh have to get a job that's very high paying because
Hmm.
like you're not that concerned about like money which I guess is not like it's definitely not like everyone can basically do that so like I do understand their concerns but then it's like you're in year two like you can calm down a little bit but I
Yeah.
also kind of understand where they're coming from like maybe like I'm just what a privileged little snobby kid, like like, but they maybe money for them like is a concern and is something that they value a lot. But I don't
Right.
know. Yeah, yeah. What's your view on
But for me, like
that? Mm,
I to be honest, like
right.
being a scientist, I don't even think you get paid that much. Like if you're a businessman, you
Yes.
get paid so much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
True.
your
True.
tuition fees are so much, and like
Mm.
I think like for me, like the way I view money is like I can always like slowly earn money through like a normal job.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
like if like definitely Hong Kong is different because the rent, which is a
Mm.
big thing. I think that's
Yes.
just the
Yeah.
biggest thing. And it's just like a high standard living.
That's true. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
Like.
but for me, like
Mm.
I went into science as like an interest more than
Mm.
uh yeah, for like money.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's I would say that's how the society should work. Like people can pick based on their interest rather than like, having too much concerns about money and how much they'll make. But Yeah,
Yeah,
society is not this fun. Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean it's really nice to hear that you joined you picked science
I mean,
because
like,
of
because
interest. Yeah.
like, if I was going for like, I want to be like rich in the long
Mm.
term, and I
Yeah.
could afford a tertiary education,
Mm.
my my parents and my grandparents were like, just be a doctor, and I was like,
Mm.
I want to study like bio, and they're like, huh? And I was like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
they think like bio is like a really like I mean, it's like, it's just like not doctor. It's like, you know.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah, and like scientists, I don't even think you earn that much, because
True. True.
it's just like research and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, you work in like pharmaceuticals or whatever. I don't know.
Like
I'm just like
I know.
I'm making up theories on my own.
Yes. Anything with healthcare, you can basically
Yeah, I
earn
mean, like
good money.
the capitalist environments, you know.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, and also like business field.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I definitely like I studied I'm basically the two majors that I'm studying is all related to finance in some way because like I just kind of realized like I do kind of enjoy like just the theories of like economics. Like just I do not like finance or like stuff like that. I just really like the theory aspect and like so then you can study econ and like you can also potentially go to like business schools like just get a business job which like at least guarantees that you're gonna be fine because yeah I also don't want to be like a selfish little kid like adult or something like telling my mom like you know what goodbye fuck y'all like I'm gonna go and live in a farm and just say bye to everyone. Like I also feel like that is like just as an Asian and also like I would say as a human being, but then that's like completely my ideology. Yeah, that's also a little bit irresponsible for me and like yeah, it's just something I feel like I do want to give back to like my parents and also like family and also the
Okay.
society in general. But like I
I
don't
get that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just like a reality aspect, I would say. But yeah, I definitely think like anything to do with like med schools, like also like if you like biology, then like your parents are gonna be like, then why don't you just go for
Yeah,
medicine?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
right?
If like they're like, oh, your grades are good enough to go in med school. I'm like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like because my sister went to med school.
Oh yeah.
For
Oh my gosh.
honestly, no reason. She just
Mm.
like, she was just like, okay, that's it, that sounds fine. Which I'm like, that's a really bad decision. Like, okay. So I see her and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be her. Like, she's like, she enjoys it, but like
Yeah.
it's just like I also don't find
Mm.
medicine interesting. So,
Same. Oh
and if I'm not
God.
interested in
Yeah.
anything, I find it really hard to study it.
Exact. That's true.
Like,
Like,
for example, like my A
yeah.
levels,
Mm.
I took like 3 science, and
Mm.
even for my secondary education, like I hate physics. Like, I okay, I like physics, but to me it's
Mm.
just so boring, and like it's just so boring to me.
Yeah.
So all my physics exams, I just like studied the day before, which is like so bad. But and I stressed out so much. Like the physics, my A levels physics was like worst day of my life. It was like I studied so hard for the exam, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail.
Oh yeah.
And it turned out okay. So I was like, okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like same. Like I was like kind of basically I was not interested in bio and chem and now like I'm more interested. I feel like biology is actually it can be quite fun and like I really enjoyed math and physics, which like before I trash talk about math and physics in the previous podcast, like about how much I hate it now, like how much I felt betrayed by these two subjects.
Oh my
But
god,
then
yeah.
yeah, now I'm because like yeah, at uni, like these two are very different. Like uni math and physics are very different from like secondary high school math and physics. So then I was like, I hate these two subjects now. But then after chatting with like one of my friends, like John, like he was one of the guests and like he studied math, like I kind of realized that I do not necessarily hate math. Like I still enjoy it. I still enjoy like basically have seeing math and applying them in like econ and subjects like that. So then it's really like I don't have to hate that subject, but then it doesn't necessarily mean like I have to study math if I like it. So then now I feel like I'm pretty good. Like I've come to this I rekindled my relationship with math. Like I don't
Oh,
hate
that's
you.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't hate it, and but then I don't have to study it. Like I can feel free to apply it, and I
Yeah.
will still like enjoy it. So like yeah, that's just some really good cool things, and like people have like persuaded me like you can try and go to medicine, but I was like no, I have no interest in like chemistry and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna do what I want. And like did I have like regrets? I feel like in year one when I was like super unsure what I want to do, and also like super unsure about like, and also like feeling betrayed from the two subjects that I really enjoyed. I definitely have regrets. Was like, what if I just picked med? Because like now the things that I thought I like, I no longer like. What if I just pick something that is like I do not like, but it's like sort of guaranteed to have like a pretty nice future and stuff. But then now it's like nah, like I feel like I'm kind of enjoying like I've kind of just basically gradually kind of um like just not feel so stressed out about all of these choices, and like feel like basically feel like you want to be the best, you want to maximize
Mm-hmm.
your future benefits. I just feel like you know what, life is too short, let me just enjoy whatever I want, which like a lot of that enjoyment I would say definitely comes from like school clubs and like stuff that I do outside of like classes, which I really enjoy my econ class and also my environmental science class. I'm not gonna lie, but
Oh,
then
which environmental science?
oh, it was like a common core. It was like ocean
Oh yeah,
science, yeah,
1010.
OCES, 1030. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That
like
was the best class for me too.
oh my gosh,
Yeah, yeah. Like
yeah,
I did 1010, like
Mhm.
1010. And it was like
Right,
open book,
right,
so I was like easy.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I love
so
ocean science. It's really fun.
yeah, yeah, like basically it was environmental science, but it was by the ocean science
Yeah,
department.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the second half they have a lot of ocean science stuff, which is like pretty fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like yeah, I also was in like sustainability 1000, but then I was on a wait list and couldn't get in. But then I went for the first class and I loved it. Like I just felt like I really enjoy like sustainability stuff. So like for my extracurriculars, like we're in the gardening club
Yeah.
together. And then I was also in like this secondhand market thing, which was really fun. And I was also doing like sustainable fashion research with two like supervisors in USC, and like it was the best research project. Like it was so fun. Like just looking at all the data and like researching on sustainable fashion stuff, which like I realized I kind of really liked fashion. Which Willie, like you are so fashionable. We need to
Oh my
talk
god.
about this. Like yes, like so it was really fun to get into this fashion stuff, which like I never thought I would like, because at that point I feel like before I was like just rejecting um anything that is like very feminine, because I
Same.
was like yeah, but then now I'm just like you know what, I love it. I'm just gonna embrace my love for anything cottagecore and anything like feminine, and also like very, I would say, just cottagecore lesbian vibes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like basically, yeah, Willie, I want you to like share about your fashion
Oh wait, like just now
inspirations
I
and
wanted to
stuff.
add on like
Yeah.
what was I saying? Um ah like
Mm,
when I was, I think before this, like during my A level, like college and like my secondary
yeah.
school.
Right.
First of all, wait,
Yeah.
how much time do we have? You can cut this out, but like how much time?
No, we have like forever.
Okay, I have like so many topics I want to talk about. Okay, so like first of all, um, one culture shock, like
Mm,
academic culture shock, is
mm,
like people are so fluent, like locals especially are so fluent in
mm.
three languages, and
Yeah.
in like an advanced level, which is
Oh.
like so shocking to me because in Malaysia it's, I think it's quite divided.
Oh,
So
okay.
like you just speak what like your mother tongue is
Uh-huh.
mostly.
Right.
Yeah. So and even in school, like you can choose to go to a Chinese school, a Malay school, or a
Mm.
Indian school.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like, and you can take a second language, I think.
Mm.
usually people take like Malay and English, I
Mm.
think. But
Okay.
there's those the thing in Malaysia is like the Chinese schools are crazy.
Mm.
They want to be like China and like Taiwan.
Oh my
They love
God.
like
Yeah.
Taiwan syllabus, and then they're like, or like whatever. I just know that they
I
do
heard
this
from
like
Yang. Yeah.
I know they do this like crazy maths China syllabus or whatever, and then like I know, so like they try to like be good in all three languages like Malay, Chinese, and
Mm-mm.
English.
Oh
But
my
like
God.
here it's like it's sort of like required because like uni is in English. Like that's crazy to me.
Mm.
I know.
Right.
Like I guess it's in the same in Malaysia because uni is in Malay. Like if you go national uni,
Right.
and if you don't speak Malay at home, maybe it's a little hard. But
Oh,
I
right.
think
Okay.
to me Malay isn't as an intense language as like Chinese and English are so different.
Mm.
And I'm like,
Right.
and like Malay, I feel like you can just like swap in some English words if you really don't know. And like you can't really do that in like a Chinese university,
Ooh.
which is like
Yeah.
so weird. Oh, and
Oh
my second point.
wow. Okay. Yeah. Second point. Yes.
When I was working in a cafe,
Mm.
because all my co-workers were like adults,
Oh
like
yeah.
20 to 30 age range.
Uh-huh.
And most of our customers were, because like there's this like area in Malaysia, like where I was working at, it's basically
Mm.
like next to the capital city,
Mm.
but it's where all the middle to rich people stay.
Yeah.
Because it's like not in the capital city, but also like a nice
Oh. Right.
modern
Nice
lifestyle, I
view.
guess.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a city
Oh.
like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of my customers were like insanely rich, and like the co-workers, like the workers like us, like the waiters were like normal, like middle class, and like
Mm.
so like it really changed my perception because like all my co-workers were like adults, but they still lived like really happy, simple lives, and the pay
Oh.
wasn't that great, honestly,
Yeah.
and they were like working full time, which I'm
Mm.
like, but they look like they were always like so having so much fun and like
Mm.
yeah, like
That's a
even though
nice
like
way.
maybe you don't have like the nicest house
Mm.
or like it's hard to find like rent or
Right. Yeah.
or it's hard to save money and you're still
Yeah.
like 20 something, so it's still fine. But
Mm-hmm.
like I think that really changed my perception, you know.
Right.
Like you can
Yeah.
really have like a simple life, and my dad's like
Yeah.
that too because he grew up poor,
Uh-huh.
so like
Yeah.
he also has that simple life mindset, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, that's so nice. And yeah, honestly, with that simple life point, I feel like a lot of like basically generation, like our parents' generation or like older generations feel like us young people, like we basically we no longer like to work hard and like
Mm,
basically just think for ourselves. We're selfish and we just want a simple life and not care about anything else and stuff like that. Which, like, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this because, like, back then, I feel like in that generation is very different. Like, I would say it's definitely easier for them to like succeed or like a rent is definitely much more affordable compared with like their pay. They feel like nowadays we are not working that hard, but then back then like their rent and everything I would say is like way more affordable compared with like their like living standards like it's very different from us now. So then I feel like they have this motivation to work hard because like if they work hard you can see the result, but then nowadays it's so different. Like it's like so crazy high rent and like basically it's so hard to afford housing
mm,
and people just be like there's no hope for me to go for it, like let's just have a simple life and stuff, which a lot of
mm,
like older generations thought we were just lazy, but then it's like we struggle a lot more. And like also I feel like I think like now we also I think have more awareness of mental health issues and like our values I think is very different compared with then back then. And we have like I would say I don't know if we have like more choices or not than before, but then we're definitely not like just bounded by the mindset that the molded life. Like basically you have to get married and like you have to have children and like
yeah,
work a stable job. So like
because like
yeah.
also if you have that kind of life, to me it's like you've already
Mm.
wasted half your life because when you come out that you're already
Mm.
50,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
at
like
least 50.
you
Yeah.
work in a like working environment, then you get married and have kids or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
then like you have such like little time to like have fun or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
So like
I agree. Yeah. So yeah, it's just, I think it's just like a value change. Like we're
yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I think definitely a lot of people like work really hard. Like young people, they're very ambitious and they know what they want. But then I think like there's also a lot of us that like basically we just want to, we kind of thought that through. Like we thought about like, if you just work very hard, you're not gonna get happy. Like you're gonna just work till you die, which is like what the employers really want their employees to do. So yeah, that's great. Anyway, we need to talk about
oh yeah,
fashion. We
okay,
forgot about this.
I'm
Yeah, it's
ready.
like, yeah, basically Willie is like, you're so like, I don't know, like I remember, I think there's one time, yeah, I saw you when like this really sketchy crochet store in Mongkok.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I first saw you in the garden, and then on the same day we somehow met again in that sketchy little grocery store. And like you look stunning, like that boot, like
Okay,
I
that
remember
Buddha
that.
actually has a story.
Okay, let's go.
So like before, oh
Hmm.
okay, like when I started working at a cafe, because literally everyone is so sick of me talking about this cafe, because like if my coworkers see this, they're gonna like cringing, because like, oh, you really work
Mm.
there for like 1 month, like shut the hell up, you know, like
Yeah.
why are you talking about it so much? But like, and then like the people there would dress really um like have fun with like fashion and stuff like that. It was very.
Mm.
It started off as a art, like
Right.
art. It was like basically like arty people that started a cafe, and then it
Oh.
expanded to like thrift shops and stuff like that. So now it's like a
Oh my
street,
gosh.
and it
Yeah.
has a really
Yeah.
bad reputation in Malaysia. Like, they're like all the artsy kids hang out there, and they're like
Mm.
they judge everyone's clothing. So like yeah, so after I started working there, there was a secondhand clothes event.
Oh yeah.
So I went with my friend, and like my friends from college, they're like these two girls that like wear like the Douyin makeup like to school every day,
Oh,
like
抖音
literally like glitter to school every
小红书.
day. I
Mm.
know, and like they wear like leg warmers and like the
Yes.
most insane stuff. And then
Okay.
like
Hmm.
our college was a Christian college. It was like a
Okay.
really old missionary college, and
Mm.
then there's a rule that basically you have to wear long pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like blazing hot. And but my
Oh, yeah.
friend, she came in with like a crop top and like mini skirt, and then
Mm.
the guy was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you can't come in," and she was like, "Shut up! I'm gonna go in." Then she just went to class.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
like that's what my friends are like. So this is such a long story. So
Yeah.
I went to the thrift market, and
Mm.
uh I, there was this lady selling shoes for 100 Hong Kong dollars. Yeah, and then
God, that's so nice.
I there was this like, I can't tell if it was American, but he definitely tried to be American. He's like those people that pretends to be American. And then yeah, with like the fake English accent. I'm like,
Right.
okay. And then he was like talking to me. He was like, "Oh, what size are you? Like,
Mm-mm.
oh, what are you looking for?" And I was like, I was like, so I was just like joking around. It was literally like it was a rug on the floor in
Mm.
a tattoo parlor with uh, a pile of black shoes on it. So you have to like dig.
Oh. Oh my
But it
gosh,
was like a
yeah.
nice place. It was like the
Yeah.
people were really nice, honestly. And
Mm.
um yeah, so I was like digging for shoes, and then I found this
Right.
heel, and we were the
Oh my
same
gosh.
size, and we both had one side of each heel. And then
Oh.
the lady, he was like, "Yo, bro, like I really want to buy this," and I was like, and then the lady who was like there, she was like, I think like she said she saw me pick it up first. And I was
Mm-mm.
like, that's true. And then my friend was like backing me up, because I'm like so timid. I'm like, I was like
Yeah.
I just basically didn't say anything, and my friend was like he picked it up first or whatever. And then um and then I ended up buying it, and then we went to the
Yes.
next store that had the same market,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was like event, and then he followed us, and then he was like, "Yo, bro, I'll like trade anything for that shoe. Like, just give it to me. Like this so unfair, you know." And then my friend was like, "Pick, like, shut up, like, go away. You're such a stupid man." And then he was like telling my friend like, "Don't talk to me like that. Like, you're not even involved in this conversation." And
Oh
then
my God.
and then we basically had to like run away, and then we just we just ran away.
Oh my God.
And the worst
This
part is
is
I still had
so.
to work there,
Yeah.
and then like sometimes I will see him like walk past, then I'll just like
Oh.
stand still like a statue or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is such a funny story.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I love about, like, you mentioned about thrifting and like
Yeah.
the secondhand markets, and I feel like it's definitely like a trend, I would say, and like it's like definitely from like environmental perspective as well, and also like just it's definitely cheaper. And like the first time I thrifted was like actually for the secondhand market in
Oh,
our
okay.
university. Yeah, so and it was so fun. Like it really was like treasure hunting. And because I was like I'm one of the I was like leaders, like yeah, basically one of the leads. So then the leader was like just the project leader was like just pick whatever you want. You can just get it for free. And like I found this like really pretty tea pal, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting it. Like, cause no, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna buy it anyway, so I'm gonna get it. Cause like I have this obsession with like tea pals and like stuff very recently, and just and I really like to kind of like I feel like making your own clothes is also like such a fun idea because it's like it has a story, it's like when you thrifted the boots, like it has a really nice story. Like people are like, "Where did you buy it?" And you're like, "Oh, I actually made it myself."
Yeah.
Like that's such a proud thing. Like I would say crocheting is also super fun. Like I just be making like the weirdest little bucket hats and like just beanies, and I want to make like a rainbow color one. Like I have a tomato
Oh,
one. Yeah, I have an orange one. I'm gonna make a minion one, and then I want to make a frog one, and then I have a blue
yes.
hat, and then I want to make a purple, like a light purple, like bucket hat or something. That's all planned out. Yes, it's just so fun, and like um I would say yeah, and also it's just saying no to fast fashion, which like it's like I don't know, like as I was becoming more interested in fashion, I just feel like those clothes can be so boring, and like I just
That's the
don't.
thing. I I started thrifting because
Yeah.
like in college I didn't thrift. I just
Mm.
wore like retail stuff.
Yeah.
And like I think my style has changed as well.
Mm.
Like back then I used to wear like beige and like
Oh, yeah.
mostly like brown and beige, honestly.
Okay.
And then yeah, so I was like so bored because like the only two shops are H&M, Uniqlo. That's it.
Yeah.
Especially in Malaysia
Yeah.
because Zara's expensive,
Right.
and
Yeah.
the others like are just like really ugly, and like Cotton On is like it just became so ugly recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last time Cotton On had like an Australian surfer vibe, and now they just it's so horrible. So like
Oh.
I would always have to like wait for the new like H&M or Uniqlo line, and also
Right.
like now if literally the other day I was cooking in the dorm and someone
Mm-hmm.
walked in with the same sweater I was in, and I was like
Right.
so embarrassed. I'm like, what do you mean you have the same thing? Like I'm so
Yes.
embarrassed. Like and like sometimes like if I look on the street, I can tell like oh you
Mm.
got that from Uniqlo or you got that from whatever. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Oh
like I
my
don't
gosh,
want people
yeah.
to do that to me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That is so true. Like, yeah, basically, like, I feel like there's just like, I would definitely say, like, in business school, there's a lot of girls that dress like in that, like, let's do like 小红书-esque, Douyin-esque, like, I don't know, that kind of style of clothing. And I'm just like, yeah, I know where you get these from. Like,
Yeah.
before, like, I was so, I don't know, like, before when I was in year 8, like, 8th grade, like, I wore yellow glasses. Like, me.
That's kind of cute, no? No.
Oh my God, I wore it for like 4 years. I had neon glasses, and like at the end, I'm just like, no, this is not my style anymore. I gotta make it a change. Like, I was wearing like neon, orange pants, like just neon t-shirt and neon orange
Mhm.
pants. Like, just it was an
that that's
era.
that's actually I feel like that's a very Hong Kong fashion sense. like when I think of like a side of Hong Kong that's like neon.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
neon is big in Hong Kong. It's
oh,
like Skechers with neon pink windbreaker with like neon orange shoes
yeah.
and like a fanny
Oh
pack that's like
God.
humongous with like the big monkey on it. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I was definitely not aware of that when I was picking it out. I was just picking out the weirdest color. And yeah, I mean, at that point, it's also like I would say fashion is definitely like self-expression. Like I kind of understand how it was like kind of marketed to be fashion as self-expression by capitalism because like people can afford nice clothing because like back then it was just like your mom makes your clothes and like you can wear it forever. Like it's meant to be durable. It's meant to be like you can wear it anytime and like stuff like that. Like you can fix it easily. But then like nowadays it's just like definitely there's some marketing strategies which like basically frames fashion as an important way of self-expression, which like if you find it that way it's fine, and if you don't find fashion as an important thing for your identity it's also okay. And like yeah, I think at that point when I was wearing all neon I was on my peak of confidence. Like I was so confident in myself. Like I thought I was the
I
like
know it's definitely
basically
at a certain point when you dress up like so extreme, you're just doing it for
yeah,
yourself. Like when
exactly,
people say
yes,
that like, oh, you just want attention, like the hell, like
yeah,
no one will give me attention like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, or like if I'm wearing really bright stuff, like I want that attention. Like bitch, give it to me. Like that's why I wear like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was definitely at that point it was like my peak. I want to be so unique. I want to be so different, and I don't care what others think, and I don't care if others look at me. But then gradually, I was like, okay, I stand out too much, and I was starting to wear like all black. And then I also thought about those like like 50 or 60 something year old aunties, and they'd be like wearing all red, like really crazy clothes, and like they were like honestly if you look at them they're so confident. Like they are like their peak of their confidence. They don't care about what you think. They can just walk down to the like the square and just start dancing and stuff like that
Yeah,
instead of
yeah,
singing
yeah.
and stuff. So like yeah, I feel like fashion is definitely like it kind of reflects who you are as well, which like yeah,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
for me
Mm,
it's like people can know what I was going for just by
yeah.
looking at me and not having a conversation.
Mm,
That's like
yes.
the most joy I get out of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if I'm in a like okay, honestly right now, like my wardrobe isn't
Mm,
where I want it to be. And
okay.
like actually like it takes so long for you to build like your dream wardrobe.
True.
Because it's a lot of
Yeah.
collecting and like throwing things out and like
Yeah,
curating
yeah.
and stuff like that. So like but like if I'm in like a 70s inspired look today. So,
Mm,
and like if people can tell like I I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's just that like wordless communication, I feel.
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, humans we are like more visual animals. Like we do
Yeah.
see first impression is like I would say it's definitely important, but then also at the same time I don't care about people's first impression of me. Like, yeah, you gotta know me as a person.
Or like
Mm,
especially okay, the best part about UST is that like because
yeah.
there's not that many people who dress like uh that dress up for like classes.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, that's
the
true.
few
Like
of us that like
science for
it
sure,
stands out
yeah.
and then like if I went to a fashion school I
Oh,
feel so like
yeah.
inferior to like other people. I'll like always be comparing myself. Like literally if I
True.
there's like I can pick out people. Like I remember people in UST
Mm,
because I see them like almost every day. And
right.
like every time I see them, I'm like stand like a little bit further away from me, so like people don't
Mm.
like compare me to you.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, yeah.
or like I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
how dare you? Like you should be conforming to society. Like don't. This is my thing.
Yes, competing, yes.
Internally, I'm like that. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of get that. Like you do like some people just dress really like I don't know, it's just something intimidating about some people how some people dress, which like I'm just shook like, "Oh my God, how can you be this cool with, the clothes that you picked?" And it's almost intimidating. But then it's I mean, it's also kind of fun to see that, and like you can definitely tell which girl is in engineering school and which girl is in business school just by the way they dress.
Yeah.
Yes, like I joined a case competition, and then like the girl sitting next to me was like, "Are you in business school or engineering school? Like, what is that?" Like she was just looking down, up and down at me. I'm like, "Oh, I'm in both engineering and business school." So cool. She can literally tell. But yeah, it was just really fun. And how's gardening? I just want to like maybe bring us back to extracurriculars once again. Like how's gardening, and how you're enjoying like the clubs that you're joining so far?
Gardening is really fun.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it to be so easy.
Mm.
I thought it would be like really
Okay.
hard or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
but honestly, I don't mind just sitting down and picking up weeds for like 4 hours. Like to me, that's easy.
That's
And
true
like
actually.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
the easy
like
part.
yeah. And like I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's actually quite fun. Like yeah,
agree.
and I think just like seeing green helps your mind like
Mm,
relax.
that is true. Yeah, and just hang out with people. Like just
That's the thing. Hang out with
yeah,
friends. Yeah.
exactly. And like I have so many friends that are from gardening club, or I just honestly I feel so influential. Like I'm like I bring people to gardening and bring
Yeah.
people to crocheting. I literally just gave my cousin like a crochet hook like yesterday
Oh
to
yeah.
kickstart her crocheting journey. And
Yeah.
it was just really fun to like bring people to like, the sketchy little Fayun guy a
Mm-hmm.
crochet store. Like it was just I mean I find so much joy and like gardening for sure. Like it's so relaxing and like the people there are so wholesome. Like they're so nice. Like I've never met a group like that
That's the thing.
anywhere.
I
Yeah.
I also like I join activities that I really like so that
Mm.
I eliminate all the cis straight people basically.
Like as I realized, all the people that I vibe with are somewhat queer.
I know, and like if also if you're like straight and
Mm.
cis and you're listening to this and you're like, why you're like being like stereotypical or whatever. I'm like that means you're part of the problem. Like straight cis people who get what I'm saying is not part of the problem.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very well said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean that's kind of why like I was like, yeah, I want to join this rainbow bird community, and it was really fun. Like, I was like the content creator. Like I was writing. I should possibly get more involved with story, but then I was not. But anyway, it was really nice to write content up. Like it was very nice to research about it, and also like yeah, I wrote one about like basically like how why is female queerness so often dismissed throughout history and also society nowadays. Like you
Oh yeah.
always hear people say like, oh, it's just a phase, and you just haven't met the right guy yet, and that's like more. I would say it's more commonly said to girls than to like
Yeah.
guys. Not gonna lie, and I was just researching about this because it definitely bothered me as well. So then it was just really fun to share it and like write it up and like yeah, it was just very nice to look at those kind of humanities articles and like essays about and journals about this phenomenon that is the patriarchal society. So yeah, I would say this is also like a really fun way to spend my free time outside of just academics, which honestly I love my last semester. I think it's been great. I think definitely I towards the end I cared a lot less about just academics and like how stressful it is, and I surround myself with like people that are like more chill and laid back with grades because like before I have so many friends that are like um or so many people around like in projects and stuff that are just very grades oriented. Like they were like, oh, this course gives good grades, that one does not, and like let's join this case competition to write in our CVs and stuff like that. And I just surround myself with like less of those people. I think they're great people, but then it's just like at this point I don't want to stress myself even more by talking to you. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like kind of like how was socializing like in university for you, Willie? And like how different is it from like college/high school. So college is high school basically, right? In Malaysia.
In Malaysia, most schools don't
Right.
teach the year 12 level.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
there's literally a school just for that.
Oh, so
And
just
you have to
year
pay. Yeah.
Oh,
So like
okay,
if
yeah.
you study national syllabus, you can jump to A levels.
Mm.
And honestly, the
Okay.
national syllabus teaches you basically like the same as IGCSE. So
Oh,
it's
okay,
just
okay.
added with like Malay or Chinese, I guess.
Okay. Nice. Thanks for the
Yeah, so
clarification.
like
Yeah.
if you're from PJ, which is where I'm from,
Mm.
it's like a district in Malaysia.
Okay.
You it's very easy to like make friends because either you stick with your high school friends or like
Yep.
I don't know, it's just like a lot of people know each other actually. Especially if you speak English.
Okay.
So like if you speak English, like obviously like you can talk to a lot of different people because
Right.
that's a very common language in Malaysia, I guess. Like most people can speak a basic English level.
Right. Yeah.
So like a lot of people know each other. And like even if you go to college, like especially college because like the national and international schools are like combined. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's very easy to make friends, I think. And
Yeah.
and there's more of it's not really a lecture system, it's like a class.
Class, right.
Yeah, especially at that grade, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I would say class system is like easier to maintain friendships because you literally see them
And like
every day.
it's so much easier. Like my college friends, like my first college friend was like I went to tuition with this girl and she just randomly showed up at my college and I was like, hi. And then I didn't have friends for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also like and then after that I was like I just like talked to this one girl and then I just made a lot of friends after that. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, okay. That's very nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do agree. Like in high school, it's like, because my school is like, it's not a huge school. It's like, basically most people they started from year one, so like first grade all the way to year 12. So like we just a lot of people just basically know everyone. And I joined in year 5, and like honestly, apparently my grade is like a better grade than the grade like above and stuff. Like it was just everyone is so wholesome in our grade. I'm not going to lie. It's just so cute. Like everyone is so nice to me. Like everyone is nice to each other. So, and like basically we just see each other every single day in class. So then it's much easier for me to like maintain friendships because you kind of have to. Like you literally see the same people every day. And then but then in university it's kind of like in class is really based on luck or something, like, or whether you are like super extroverted or not, because like before I met a few friends and I was just literally saying hi to people around me because I was desperate, and then I was just saying hi to people around me, and like we can just basically be friends. But then if you're shy it's so hard. And with Ying it was just such a coincidence because she always sits in front of me, and then like one time she just turned around and we were like, okay, hello. And then we just started talking. So that is just completely random. So you make very random friends in class, but then like that's just you have to kind of make the first move or like just at least talk to people. Or you join like societies and clubs, which I feel
and
like
the different thing about a university is like I feel like it's nicer to have a friend 24/7, like to be with you the whole day. But that doesn't really happen. Like honestly, you just get like a half day outing at most.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my
So
God,
like there's
really?
a
We need
lot
a
of days where you have to like learn how to be independent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, I would love to spend my day with like basically some like I definitely did do that with Ying for like a week, but then it's like it's so hard to manage because we all have like she has like her Japanese tests and stuff like that. Yeah,
It's
and
like
it's
different
just
schedules.
yeah, exactly. And like you study for different subjects as well, but then yeah, Willie, we can definitely spend more time like our fitness walks,
And also
around campus. Yeah.
it's like I also find it for me personally, there's very little people in my life that I don't mind hanging out the whole like for like a month straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, in my life there's like maybe two, and like I have a lot of friends in like Malaysia. Like there's like
Mhm.
basically like a friend group
Yeah.
from
Oh,
our high
that's so
school, and
nice.
we still text a lot.
That's so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, honestly, I feel like friendships in high school, like it's definitely worth
Mm-hmm.
maintaining. Cause yeah, I feel like now, like I definitely have some very good friends in university, and also a lot of good friends in just high school, even though they all moved to the UK. Like some are still in Hong Kong, but then yeah, there's like also I feel like it's a time where you kind of some friendships like it just doesn't really work out anymore as you enter university. But then yeah, but then it's okay because like we just part ways and stuff, and like yeah, I would say like definitely in uni you have to be more independent. Like you're on your own for most of the stuff. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you just you have to study yourself. You have to like do everything like your own responsibilities yourself, and like that's just I guess that's just the way it is. That's just part of growing up and stuff. So yeah, I
And
would
also
say yeah.
like but that has also made me meet a lot of more interesting people, and
Yeah.
like from different backgrounds, and like
Yeah.
uh it also like has like more interesting like outings or like more memorable things,
Right.
because like you're from different,
Yeah.
not necessarily like you're from different cultures, you just have like different, yeah, different backgrounds, so like obviously
Mm.
you like have different perspectives or whatever.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that is so true. Definitely you meet more people in uni, like more different
Hmm.
kinds. Totally agree with that. Yeah. And I feel like in UST, like a lot of people meet friends with like student societies and stuff like that. I definitely see like society group people hang out, but then it's also very exclusively local. I think in UST, a lot of society groups are like that. But I mean, there's just a million ways for you to meet people and socialize. But then at the same time, you have to like remember uni is like a time to get independent, like just be on your own.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
most of my friends, like I usually make friends with like people who like don't stay in that high school mentality.
Mm.
Like I don't get
Yeah.
people who are like still act like they're in high school. I'm like, you're literally 20, like grow up, you know?
Oh yeah. What do you mean like still act like they're in high school?
Like they're like I don't know, they just do like superficial things. Like they like our conversations are so like bland, and
Mm.
like um they're just like, oh, let's go to like see I don't know, like what's in Hong Kong? Like let's go see the Ferris wheel, and I'm like, okay, like okay. And then we see it, and like I'm like, okay, let's go home. Like what? What kind of like, or like or like or like people who have like, I don't know, they just had like, they just refuse to like open their eyes to the world.
Mm.
I feel like,
That is yeah. Yeah, they're protected and sheltered
I know,
in
or
high
like if you
school.
talk to them like about something super deep, and then like,
Mm.
or like something like um like a political
Oh yeah, yeah.
conversation, like for example, if I talk to them like Greta Thunberg or something, and all they can respond back is like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, that sucks. Like I'm like, what do you mean? Like
Girl,
do
I
you
need
really have
more.
not more input or like whatever?
Mm.
You know? Yeah.
Oh, I love that perspective. Like you have to be more aware of the world, right? I guess. Like just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, just stop being stuck in your own circle of like
I
your
know.
world. Just get to know about the world for once and
Or like people who are like obsessed over like that high school drama thing. Like if
yeah.
if for example, if I have a conversation with three people, and like one person who's stuck in the high school mentality is like gossips to me about the other person, I'm like,
Oh,
what are
oh
you
yeah.
doing? Like I'm like, no one cares about this anymore.
Oh my
Like you know.
gosh. Yes, just those kind of just yeah, I completely agree. Like
Yeah.
basically just judging you like, oh, I hate this person because yada yada yada. Like I hate
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person. Just telling you and stuff. Like I feel like I stopped doing that when I was in year 9 because it was just so dumb and so stupid. Like, why can't
Uh,
we just be friends and have zero beef with people? Why can't we just appreciate other people? Why can't we just like, yeah, kind of acknowledge that they are actually good human beings, and it's because you judge them, so that's why everything they do, you think they're like stupid and dumb and just
I
annoying.
know. Actually, okay,
Yeah.
honestly, I gossip like 24/7, but it's only about people who are like horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually just gossip about people who are like horrible. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, sometimes gossiping, not gonna lie, it can be really fun. But
Yeah.
then, yeah, there's just people that are just complaining, and you just want them to like
Yeah.
shut up.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
That's so that's so nice to, talk about just people and like just kind of like just grow up kind of
Mm-hmm.
situation. Oh yeah, and also like I guess the last part that I want to discuss is kind of like mental health or even like physical health, like taking care of yourself, like self-caring situations. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, because honestly on my Instagram like feed and stuff like that, I see so many like study with me logs and just like how do I
Oh, I hate
study?
those. They
Oh,
trigger me. They
same.
give me PTSD. They make me want to kill myself.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's triggering, yes, for sure. I like
triggering.
there's a post where I saw, it was like how to study when you're sick. Like just bitch, just what do you mean study when you're sick? Just don't study. And they're like 8-hour study schedules and they give you a plan. Like that's just so dumb for me.
People who say that they study for 8 hours are fucking lying. Like,
I
don't
know.
don't lie to me. Like, tell the truth, and like you only max you can study like 5 hours a day. Like literally, if you add up all the, because me and my friends did
Yeah.
that for like A levels, we would like log like, okay, hour one done, hour
Oh
two
yeah.
done, and like each day we will put the list at like 14 hours, but then we only do like
Mm,
3 hours, and like I was already so exhausted. I was like, you
I
all are lying.
know. Exactly. And it's actually I feel like it's so bad for your mental health. And like, yeah, I just kind of want to discuss about this thing where it's like I think it's just we need to make a balance, I guess. I don't want to be a lazy little bitch just sitting around
Yeah.
and not studying. I do want to study, but then I also don't want to, you know, be like kind of like sacrificing my mental health and having like maybe like just feeling like I'm not enough. Like if I didn't complete this 8-hour plan, then I'm just dumb. Like I don't have time management. But then a lot of the reason why I procrastinate might be because this 8-hour plan is stressing me out so much. So that's why I
Yeah.
procrastinate. So yeah, like what's your views on like mental health and like self-care in university? Yeah.
Okay, in university, like, because I don't have like a friend group I hang out like 24/7. Like, for example,
Mm.
if I join like life group or something,
Mm-hmm.
like those people hang out like 24/7, and
Yeah.
I joined there once and I was traumatized. I was like, I'm never going to come back here. I was
Yes.
literally traumatized. I was like, no. Like, honestly, I don't think they're listening to this, but like, the other reason I don't go to LG4.
Oh,
Because they're always
okay.
there, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but like, so like that means that like every night I have like a few hours to like do self-care. And actually
Yeah.
my sister, because my sister like obviously like she has a brother, and like we are the only siblings, so she like, when
Mm-hmm.
I was in like when I was going through puberty or whatever, she like forced me to get into skincare, because like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so like she has a lot of products for me. And she like,
Oh, that's nice.
so like I know like the self-care I do is like skincare,
Mm.
I guess like,
Oh, and running, like you do jog around the.
oh yeah, I run, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, and like yeah,
I
just
think
like,
counseling. Yeah, counseling as
yeah,
well, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
But like the physical health side is like,
Mm.
I feel like you really need to like eat well in
Yes,
university. During
that's
finals
true.
week, I like, usually
Stress
I
eat.
I don't have time to like cook,
Oh,
and cooking is
yeah.
so tiring, so I just have to eat
Yeah.
the school food. And like, if you don't have like something that's like fresh and like a lot of veggies or whatever, like your
Mm.
mind just doesn't work.
Mm.
So like
Yeah.
I have to eat like, uh usually I make like salad bowls,
Oh, okay.
but like I add a lot of pasta. So like
Oh,
if you
okay.
guys think that I'm like I'm trying to lose weight, well, shut the fuck up. Like I add a lot of pasta, I add a lot of dressing, add a lot of protein. So like
Yeah.
and like
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice.
you really have to eat well and like yeah, and
Oh,
like
wow.
I think
Yeah.
like self-care, especially skincare, it just
Mm.
it feels like a lot of effort, but once
Mm.
you've done it, usually I do skincare and I I put my iPad on the
Uh-huh.
bathroom sink thing and I play like
Yeah.
Vogue Beauty Secrets or whatever, like Olivia Rodrigo does her skincare routine
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm like, oh my god, I am Bella
Oh my
Hadid right now.
gosh.
And
Yes.
yeah, and like it just makes you feel better.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, like I mean, I was definitely I mean, cooking is so exhausting. And like I don't think I've ever cooked in the school pantry ever because like you have to share it with so many
Yeah.
people
That's the
and
problem. Yeah.
I'm just kind of scared and like also like it's so exhausting. Like you have to prepare the food and you have to cook it and then you eat it and you have to wash the dishes. It's just a
Yeah.
lot of work. So just eat at TT Veggie,
Yeah.
or like Oliver sandwich because I kind of I think I think they're okay. And like also with the skincare thing. I mean I love that you started doing it and like when you hit puberty
When I
and
was like
yeah,
I wasn't really into it, and then
right.
because like there's a stage when if like me and my sister have like bad genes and like we get acne or whatever,
Oh yeah,
like we
the
don't have clear skin.
pimples be
All those bitches
popping.
that like I wash my face with water and soap or like whatever, like shut the fuck up.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like I have to put so much product to like not break out, and
Oh
then
yeah.
so like there was a point in my life I was delusional. I was like, oh, I don't need this. Like this is just gonna make it worse or whatever.
Mm,
And then I went for a facial. Like
yeah.
the way that facials work in Malaysia is like it's like think when people think of like Thailand or whatever, they think of like, oh, go to the nail salon and like get really cheap
Mm.
nails. It's just it's sort of the same. It's like unlicensed
Oh.
cosmetic. You
Yes.
get like a beauty license, but like you don't really know what you're doing, I guess. And they just like squeeze the
Sure.
hell out of your face.
Oh.
It's like hell. It's like
Mm.
3 hours of like squeezing pimples, and like apparently you're not supposed to squeeze it, but like
Yeah. They do
that's
it
what they
anyway.
do. I know.
Yeah.
So like I did that, and
Oh.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is what it feels like to be like have clear skin,
Yeah.
I guess. And
Oh
so
my
like,
gosh.
and I just
Honestly,
started
yeah.
doing and it was like kind of fun to go in my sister's room and just like pick
Mm.
out products I wanted to use
That's so nice. I mean,
because she
honestly,
has a
yeah.
like shopping addiction. Yeah,
Shopping addiction. Yeah, I mean, there was, I mean, I definitely, I was like, there was a point in my life where I was just like, I feel like I was not really taking care of myself. Like I was like, I don't need this skincare thing because it's like it's for girls. You know, there's a point where I was rejecting femininity. I was like embracing just, what is like defined as like better or like the patriarchal shit basically. So I was like not doing that. And I definitely see girls kind of like do it because they were like I just wash it, yeah, like you said, I just wash it with
yeah,
soap and water. Not and they just feel like they feel so emasculated by that because they feel like, oh, I'm like a boy, I'm like a tomboy, and by their definition they think anything that is somewhat like boyish is better, more superior than girly stuff for some reason. And I mean, not for some reason. I feel the patriarchy definitely played a role in that. And also, like, they're on their periods and they eat ice cream. And they're like, it's not gonna hurt. Bitch, it is gonna hurt so much. Like, it's gonna be so painful. Like, you doing that, I would say you might think that you're just basically being a brave little girl, like, not caring about your periods and, like, you don't get period pain because, like, that's, like, you're kind of converging yourself to, like, the men stuff, and
mhm.
which is what you think is better. But then, honestly, I feel like that's such an irresponsible way, like that's such an irresponsible thing to do to your body and like to your health and stuff. I mean, I feel like there are some people that eat cold stuff during their periods, but then for me, I just feel like you're telling another girl who gets period cramps, or like you don't even know that girl whether she gets period cramps
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not,
It's just
that
like
is
different
not gonna
bodies.
hurt. Yeah, that's just so. I don't know, that's just so mean. Like, you're just basically saying, oh, you're hurt, you're so weak, you're such a little girl. Like, what the heck is that kind of thing? So there was definitely a point where I was like not doing skincare. I was not caring about whatever I wear. I would just like be very random about it. And I think I would say it's okay, but then still just care about yourself. Like, just don't do it because you think that you are this tomboy, you're being really cool and you're being better than other girls. Like, you're not like other girls. Like, don't do it because of that, but like really appreciate yourself and like have some self-care. Like, yeah, I would say
Yeah,
skincare is so relaxing
like
to me as well.
yeah, definitely don't do it to be like the main point of like
Mhm.
skincare to me is just like it sounds so silly to like pay so much, but like it just feels nice to like it just feels like
Yeah.
pleasant on your skin and like you're like you get to like have a spa day every day, you know. Like that's just
Yeah.
the main point. Like just ignore all the other stuff. Like
Exactly.
you don't have to like aim for clear skin or like whatever.
Right.
It's not like pressure. Like you don't have to have expensive products.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
honestly,
Also
I
that
a
too.
lot of drugstore products are really good. By the way, like get like Japanese like drugstore
Oh,
products. Those are like
yeah.
the best.
Yeah, I think if you're an Asian, don't get the Western brands. Get the Asian brands because like
Yeah.
yeah, I think that Western brands like it's just I don't know. I feel like it's not really suitable for Asian skin for some reason. Like it's just so thick to some extent.
Hmm.
So definitely that. Just we just be talking about
Oh yeah, and also
skincare.
like
Nice.
if like I find like I read somewhere. Oh, this is so out of topic, but like
Mhm.
um I'm obsessed with this lady on YouTube where she's basically like a mortician.
Uh huh.
She like take care of like dead bodies, and like
Okay.
and then she said once that like um if someone is going through like the grieving process,
Mm.
like the best thing to do is like if you don't know what to do is like just like help them take care of their physical health. So like you
Oh
just
yeah.
take care of physical health
Yeah.
until your mental health can like recover, because like mental health takes
Right.
time, but
Mm.
like you can't.
Mm.
I feel like it's you just feel better if you take care of your physical health in the
Mm.
meantime. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Actually, yeah, that's true. And I feel like, yeah, I feel if you're at that point of grief, like if you're at a really low point, just do whatever you want to do. Like just do whatever feels right to
Yeah,
you, I
yeah, yeah.
guess. Like don't push yourself to do any other stuff because like basically I definitely had this I don't know, I was just traumatized from physical like sports, like especially running because my mom is like pushing me to run like you're so weak, you have to go run. And then I was just feeling really guilty and then just kind of somewhat like feeling like oh god, like I'm not do my physical health is crap, like I'm gonna die soon or like my health is crippling, I can't do this and that because my physical health is so bad. Like it actually like if you just push them to do something they don't like, which and they don't see anything good from that outcome, then just don't push them to do it. And for I think like for you yourself, like for any listeners, like if you feel like it's not helping you and you don't like it and you're already crippling your mental health is already crippling, then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't do it.
It's
Don't
definitely
force yourself.
exhausting.
Yeah,
Sometimes
just
because my routine is basically like
hmm
in one day I have to cook, I have to
yeah.
exercise, and I have to do skincare. That's so exhausting. Like three things, and they're like they take up like kind of a lot of time. So like some days like yeah, definitely like if you can't do that, then
hmm
you don't have to do it. Just to
Exactly.
like
Agree.
find another coping
Yeah.
mechanism, I guess.
Exactly. Just find something you like. And yeah, I started crocheting, which is something I really liked. Like it's like kind of if you do sports, I feel like you can see the results very quickly, and then you have to you're so exhausted and tired, and you do not get that like dopamine feeling. Like you have to overcome your mental barrier so much just to get the tiny bit of happiness from exercising,
Yeah.
which is not worth it for me. And then I was just feeling really guilty about it, and I asked my counselor, and she's just like, if you want to do something, just go do it. Just it's physical health is important, but then also like just don't push yourself to do something
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
just absolutely despise or like just you don't want to do that. So yeah, She was like, if you, I was like, I do like to do yoga. She's like, then just go do it. So I feel like that's really good. Like, just be at ease with yourself. Don't push yourself. Don't be like discipline yourself or like just
Yeah.
stories. Like,
That's just gonna
just
burn you out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, don't force yourself to do that. Like, these people that you think they're very disciplined, they possibly they do it because they genuinely enjoy it, or like they think they see the result, the end result. Maybe they they see the end result like as a much bigger motivation. Like they are so much more motivated than you. So that's how they can discipline yourself themselves. Like to you, it seems like it's discipline, but to them, it's just like something they do to work towards their end goal, which they don't care if they enjoy the process or not. They know they're gonna do it, and that's like their motivation. So then I just kind of feel like just don't compare yourself with other people. Just do
Yeah.
whatever makes you happy. Yeah, and yeah,
And
if you
like
have
even
like,
during exam season,
yeah,
I I don't do skincare. I don't cook. I don't exercise at all for
exactly.
like a month straight. And also like yeah, it's like just go at your own pace. Like just for
Mm,
me, I just like feel if I need to do this today to like
mm,
feel better, then I'll do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is so true. Don't push yourself too hard, I would say. Like, yeah, do whatever you want, and just if you have a goal that is like really motivating you, then just work towards that goal. And yeah, I think that's just so important. Just like loving yourself, self-care and self-love. But anyway, yeah.
It's like I definitely struggle with like self love a lot recently. This
Right.
more recently actually,
Mm,
but the self care just like yeah, it just helps a little bit. I think
that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's just a gradual process. And yep, you were
because
right
like
there. Yeah.
everything like especially if you're going through something mentally, like
Mm,
in my experience, it just takes like obviously you have to work on it. Not really work on it, but like you have to like sit and simmer in it, and like it just takes
mm,
time. Like anything just takes really like time.
yes.
Like be it like
Yeah.
half a year, like even half a year is a really long time to like simmer in that mental state. you know
True. Yes.
yeah, so like it just takes a really long time.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, honestly, I feel like I think I can definitely share a few tips from like my counseling experience. Like it was honestly really awesome to seek help and get professional help. Like if you feel like you need it, just go for it. Like it's not something to be ashamed of. Like you should be proud of yourself to seek for professional help, because like it kind of means you want to get better, because there's so many people that struggle and they just don't do it um because they don't care. So I would say that's not really caring about yourself, but like I do get stressed and anxious like quite often, and like I can definitely link some like videos later in my description box about like something that I feel like is really helpful to cope with stress and anxiety. And like, but then one is like just kind of breathing, like just deep breathing, and then another one is like grounding yourself. So basically, when you're feeling really anxious on the road when walking, which I sometimes feel, like you can just do this grounding technique where you count 5 colors that you see around you, and 4 sounds, and then 3 different textures, and then 2 smells, and then 1 taste. So like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique to like bring yourself back to reality. And if the anxiety like is really really strong, then you can just try to like just accept your emotions and embrace all your emotions, and don't associate anxiety with like a negative thing, like a negative emotion or something. Like anxiety is just a regular emotion that you experience, just like any other emotions that you face. So like I feel like those 3 are like some of my tips that I've used um in the past few months, where I try to control my anxiety and stress, which like these are very normal emotions that humans feel. And like honestly, I'm so much happier than before. Like if you see me in September, I was in such a crappy state. Like I was so bad. Like I was struggling so hard with my mental health, and like yeah, that's why the podcast didn't do much in a long time. But then yeah, I'm just really glad that now that I know how to do these techniques, and I think it's just important for people to know. It's like helpful for people to try out, I would say. I'm not a professional, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And like, yeah, same. I've been like struggling with mental health like 2 3 years, I think. So like,
Right.
yeah,
Wow.
I also get that. Like, and also
Yeah.
for counseling, I think like
Mm.
one tip for me, the main tip for me is like don't be afraid to boss your counselor around. Like if they
Mm.
say something wrong, just like you really have to like speak up and say like, oh
Ooh.
no, I didn't mean
Mm.
that, or like I don't think this will work for me, or like
Right.
if they ask you like has this help, you can say no. Like I
No.
think that's the only space that like where it
You can.
matters to like
Yeah.
speak up, even though it's like really
Mm.
scary. But
Yeah.
like yeah, it's just like because if you don't, it's like it might like self sabotage your counseling experience, and
Right.
you might have a
Yes.
bad experience, and
Yes.
you might not want to like uh return to that space again.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finding like the right counselor, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
also that's also gonna be helpful. Like finding the counselor that vibes with you and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you so much, Willie, for this awesome
for
episode.
sure.
And we'll see you next time on the Uncommon Senses.